Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about why genius doesn't protect you from depression by Noodle Soup Science. So let's dive into it. Introduction: The illusion of immunity. So, genius is often seen as a gift, right? Mind sharper, faster, more alive. But the truth is, intelligence doesn't protect you from pain, it magnifies it more. Because the more aware you are of the world, the more clearly you see its fractures and your own. Think of the mind that questions everything eventually questions itself. The overactive brain. The genius brain never turns off. It analyzes emotions, rewrites conversations, imagines futures that never come. It's the same hyperconnectivity that drives creativity and exhaustion. So the prefrontal cortex, which is the brain's control center, becomes overactive. Logic tries to manage emotion, but when it's pushed too far, it collapses under its own noise. So it's like having 1,000 tabs open and all of them are yourself. Dopamine and the drive for perfection. The dopamine, which is a chemical of drive and reward, fuels curiosity, invention, and purpose. But the same system that lifts a genius to discovery also leaves them empty when it fades. When the reward circuit quiets, motivation dissolves. The world stops shining. Intelligence, once a source of meaning, becomes a burden of clarity. So the higher up the dopamine peak, the deeper in the crash. Emotion and logic in conflict. So, logic says you'll be fine. Emotion whispers you won't. The prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, the brain's logic emotion centers, fight for dominance. Genius gives you the vocabulary to describe pain, not the immunity to escape it. And when intellect tries to rationalize emotion, it only amplifies the ache. Understanding your sadness doesn't make it disappear, it just gives it a name. The cost of self-awareness. Awareness is intelligence turned inward. It's the ability to see yourself, your patterns, your flaws, your fears. But the deeper the insight, the heavier the weight. Self-awareness without self-compassion becomes self-destruction. It's not the thoughts that hurt. It's the inability to stop thinking them. Genius sees the world for what it is. Depression feels for what it isn't. When awareness becomes overload, the brain wasn't built to hold infinite reflection. When awareness becomes overload, neurons begin to misfire. The same circuits that once produce insight now creates paralysis. Overthinking mimics pain, the body tightens, the reward system shuts down, and the self turns against itself. It's really not madness, it's just too much consciousness. Conclusion. The same brain that creates beauty also feels it too deeply. Genius isn't immunity, it's more of exposure. Every thought, emotion, and memory echoes louder in the mind and never stops listening. The prefrontal cortex tries to control the storm, but the heart reminds it even brilliance breaks. Intelligence gives us a reason, empathy, art, but it also gives us awareness, and awareness is the one thing that genius cannot escape. The mind that saves others often cannot save itself. Okay guys, we have basically went over how genius doesn't protect you from depression. So yeah, genius doesn't really protect you from depression. It only gives you like the words to describe it, because the more the mind understands, the less it can ignore, and sometimes the most brilliant light comes from a brain learning how to live in the dark. Anyways, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will make sure I'll reach out to you. And bye guys, take care and have a nice winter break. Bye everyone.
Still be possible. Hush. Hush. Oh, she was clearly dead. She was dead. She wasn't dead. She wasn't even sick, you moron. Seriously, how good was she?